Good morning. Today is Friday morning. It's about 9:30, and we have left Seal Bay, and we mostly sailed out of it. Just sailed off the anchor and had to tack towards the entrance of Seal Bay, but the actual entrance is a very narrow channel, and the wind was pretty much blocked, and so I had to motor through 100, 200 yards, something like that. Well, the weather forecast today still is, winds out of the east, light winds, 5 knots. But now that I'm out here, the wind is coming from northeast. I guess there's a little bit of east in that, but I had plans to go north, and obviously I can't quite go north with these winds. I kind of wanted to go east, and I can go east. So we're going east at the moment towards Merchant Row across Isle Ho Bay. I would guess this body of water is. So it's very pleasant. It's mostly clear at the moment, which is good. We could use some solar power, and we're piddling along at 2 to 3 knots. So another pleasant day in Maine. So we anchored at about 3 o'clock, a little after, in an anchorage we've been to before, an unnamed cove on Pickering Island. It is now, unfortunately, about 5:30. I get distracted after I drop the anchor. There's, chores to do and that kind of thing. And I had to call my wife and have our nightly chat, let her know I'm still alive. But it was a very nice day today. The wind was somewhat variable in strength and direction, but we'll pull out the chart and I'll talk you through the events. We're going to need 2 charts today to talk about what happened. So we were here in Seal Bay on Vinyl Haven Island, way down in here, and woke up this morning to very light breezes out of the northeast. Not sure exactly, but somewhere in that quadrant, northeast. So we did manage to mostly, I think I mentioned before, tack our way out of Seal Bay. We got to this area, we had to motor for a few hundred yards through there because the wind was coming this way and it was being blocked by the island I was sailing next to there. Anyway, and then we sailed out, and our original plan was to go north because there was supposed to be winds out of the east, but since the winds were more out of the north, we could go east, so we did. And we started crossing Ialoho Bay, I think this would be, and over towards Merchant Row here south of Deer Isle. And somewhere out here, the winds, which were never very strong, died. But I figured since I was headed east, I'll keep going east, and if the wind doesn't come back, I'll motor someplace over further east. But just as I got into the beginning of the islands here, the wind came back, and they did come out of the east, and they were pretty fresh. I'd say at least 5, but much less than 10, somewhere in there. So we turned and started heading north, and we wove our way through a few islands here, and then up the west coast of Deer Isle, which we'll go to, let's see, page 67A to take a look at. So here's those little islands, and we came up through here. Here's the main body of Deer Isle, and we came up along the coast, appreciating the expensive real estate and the little coves, and the wind held pretty well, and continued out of the east. It was all very pleasant, although it did eventually shift more to the south, so I did some wing on wing. And when we got up here close to our destination, after rounding this cape here, the wind died off again. So, but we were going here to Pickering Island, so we started the motor and we came. And I probably wouldn't have tried to sail through this little narrow passages with lots of rocks anyway. And we scoped out a potential anchorage in this area, but we came back to this unnamed harbor that we've stayed in once before. So, the forecast tonight is for winds out of the southeast. So we're pretty well protected from that. So we'll take a look around. So we'll start by looking east at the woods now being illuminated by the almost setting sun. So that's the shore we're furthest from. The anchor's about in the middle, I think. but we've got 80 feet of scope out. And swinging around towards the south. The light's not that great, but we've got a beach at the end of the cove down there. And I guess you can probably tell from the water that there's not much wind at the moment. Now I'm looking directly into the sun. Hopefully you can see something. So that would be westish. And that shore is in shade. We've got the solar panels tipped up, trying to get a little bit of the last rays of sun. Solar has been a little challenge on this trip. We haven't had that much sunny weather. And looking out into the open bay, whatever it is, you can see we have company here in the anchorage. Not that common, but he's far enough away. Shouldn't be any issues. And that's it. All very pleasant.